Now, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think can be done? Because I mean, I don't know if we should start step by step from the physical, because I think the one that is recurrent and that is usually seen more often. Although I still want us to address the mental health, we'll come to that, because I think mental health sometimes is even worse than the physical battering. Because when the mind is affected, some people feel they can't go on. They do a lot of things to themselves. You see some people going into depression, suicide, even go as far as hurting their own children because of the mental violence that maybe from their spouse. I guess, but I think we should try to start from the physical violence. What do you think can be done? Is it that couples? Because I don't know if the same man that hits a woman, let me use a man, sorry, I have to just be very practical. The same man that hits, let me start that they were cutting before they got married and was hitting this girl. Why is it that same man gets married to another girl and does not lay a finger on her? It happens in some cases, yes. Yeah, the man might be in quotes, but to this girl, and that would be the cause of the break relationship. But going to another lady, he's like, he treats her like an egg. So what happens? What's happening?
Well, I'd like to say stress a very serious point, where people get to have a lot of misconceptions. GBV is not about the victim. It is never the fault of the survivor. If you have a nagging wife, or the first person you got married to was all nagging, was all disturbing, and was never someone who was submissive, it is still not a reason to inflict any injury on the person, be it physical, psychological, whatever form of injury. So it is not enough to say because this person is this way, the person experienced GBV, and then the next person, when the person left, the person now met a new person, and the person was able to better manage. It's not the responsibility of the survivor. It is the responsibility of the perpetrator. So you get to see people, okay, for example, the example that you're giving, that someone probably was with someone and it was all shades of GBV and stuff, and then the person goes to the next person. It could be a lot of things. It could be one, the fear of losing the second person that made him to stop. It could be two.
True.
It could also be that the person was able to manage better manage the situation. Okay, fine. He or she sees that the perpetrator is about to lose it and the person walks out, and it never happens. It could be that it was not reported. Maybe it was happening and it was not reported. So it's not about the survival.
I think we're going deeper. I think more things are opening up. This table we have just shaken, like most people don't report cases. And I think that's why people like you are here. Most people don't report cases. They say, I'm trying to save my marriage.
Yes, I was going the reasons why survivors don't report. But I'd like to mention a part I didn't go deep into, the sexual part. The sexual part of GBV. We talked about the rape. We talked about the child sexual abuse. We didn't talk about female genital mutilation. Okay, it is still practiced in a lot of places. People get to cut off the clitoris.
What's
that? Female genital mutilation, where a female, because she's female, and people don't want her to be promiscuous, or they don't want her children to die when she gives birth to them, because there is a ritual that says the children, you must be circumcised for you to have live birth. Okay, so
superstitions,
so the person's clitoris is cut off. So it's cut off and it heals as a scar. And a lot of postpartum hemorrhage cases has to do with female genital mutilation, because there's a scar already. And so when there is an episiotomy, instead of going down, it goes upward. and then everywhere is pumping, and then the woman is in a pool of her own blood, and if not arrested, the woman loses her life, postpartum. And then there is this other one, stitching. I don't know if you've come across it, where they stitch the labia, and then a little space is left at the end to enable female.
They remove the labia.
No, so it gets stitched up, and then a little space is left so that the man will not complain of looseness, so that it will be tight enough for the man.
I can't believe this kind of thing happens. I've never heard of it, really.
And I got into a conversation with one of my very, very senior professors in one of the indigenous universities, and she told me, and I was telling her the female genital stitching and all that. Imagine, they said somewhere in Kenya. I said, where? Kenya, where? It happens in Nigeria. It happens in some parts of Nigeria. And she told me the places. And she explained very well how, and I was shocked. This just happened last week. Sexual harassment is another one. It's on its own level. Like and its impact. People lose their job. People quit their jobs. People commit suicide just because of sexual violence. I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to have an affair with her. I don't want to have an affair with him. So these are the things that happen. So you have a lot of gender-based violence is broad. We come across it every day, but we don't know.
Okay, I know for what you do, like as a resource person, you must have met a lot of people that will tell you that I don't know when I do these things. I just find myself hitting my wife. I don't know how it happens. I just find myself trying to intimidate her. But I love her, but I don't know how I do it. I don't even know that it's affecting her health. I don't even know that she could die as a result of this, because that's why we're talking about it here on that Health Talks with Dr. Ella. I don't know why I'm doing this, but so what do you do to those kind of people? Do we just throw them off and tell them, okay, you're a douchebag for hitting your wife or for whatever you're doing? We don't want to see you again. Please cut you off from the earth. What's the advice that you can give?
Okay, just like I said, GBV is about the perpetrator. It's never about the victim. It's never about the survivor. Because I was talking to a man, that told me, I don't know when it happened. I just find myself hitting her. And I asked him, the military person stops you on the way, and the military person talks to you in a way you don't like, or tells you, do you hit the person? Do you hit the military person? How many people, you see someone that is well, is built, that can take you down. The person can take you out in the next moment. But you don't go to fight them because you know what you're going to get in return. So GBV is a learned behavior, and it can be unlearned. It's actually learned. It doesn't come from birth. It doesn't come with anybody from the cradle. It doesn't come with anybody from their mother's womb. It's something people learn. They probably learn it from their fathers, their brothers, their uncles, or their friends that keep their spouses come and tell them, this is what I do, The woman will come and say, my husband, let him try it now, slap him. People will not even believe. Just slap him. He'll be ashamed. You won't even tell people. And because your husband is the one that will not slap you back, he can slap you.
So coming to mental health. So what do you have to tell us about mental health, like based on gender-based violence and generally?
Okay, I'd like to come from a practical point of view. A woman in a marriage, and the husband hits her, or let's not even go to hitting. You're probably someone who is interested in attaining a particular height in your career. You want to go all the way, and for one reason or the other, your husband feels you're too assertive, and starts hitting you. And then this woman's husband is not in support of her career because he feels she should be at home. So before I married you, I understand you like your career, but I don't think it's working. need to quit your job, the children need you at home and all that, and she refuses, and you start keeping her. And she probably
Yes.
keeps a group of friends that, women now, I don't know how it works, but you might not have the people who tell you the truth about their own marriages. As a matter of fact, people tend not to discuss their marriages as much as possible, because sometimes you could discuss and then you get some solutions that might be counterproductive. So you rather keep it to yourself. I mean, some people are of that opinion. And then you are not able to talk to anyone.
I think the next.
And then some.
Your network is. Yeah.
Are you with me?
Okay, I can hear you now.
So sometimes what the perpetrator does is they watch you, they read you, they study you, and when they see that you have a good support system, they try to take you away from the circle. They make you fall out with people, they make you fall out with your family, you fall out with your friends, you fall out with people that can give you help. So that when it starts, you will not be able to run to any of them for help. I have people who have had their spouses beat them up and lock them in.
It's more like what the perpetrator does is that they cause disunity between you and your family, so that when they start perpetrating their act of you have nobody to run to, you have nobody to talk to, you are ashamed.
Yeah, you are ashamed to talk.
That's mental pain.
Exactly. And then when they are not able to do that, when they hit you, they tell you, if you like, go and tell people, they will not believe you, or go and ruin your image. You want people to know you are tarnishing your image. It's not my image you're tarnishing. If you like, go and be telling people, remember that there should be no third party here. There should be no third party, and then you have a couple of people who know how to make up. It's probably a makeup sex. I'm really sorry. They kneel down, they shed tears. You have some other people who, for the whole of that week that they hit you, you're going to be getting flowers. You'll be getting beautiful flowers, and gifts. So you forget it. And it happens again, and you forget it, and it happens again the next time you're in the hospital. So the thing with the thing with the perpetrators, I would say, like I said earlier, GBV is not about the survivors. It is never the fault of a survivor, because there are options. There is dialogue. There are negotiations. There are many ways to solve problems. Okay, you don't resort to violence. So if you're a perpetrator and
instead of going violent, you could engage in a dialogue, like talk to the person. That's humans, and God has given us one of the greatest gifts, communication. I mean, the only thing that caused if we go back to the Bible, if we go religious, the only thing that caused the fall of Tower of Babel is because of they could not communicate. Now God has given you so many gifts. You can communicate in different languages. Good enough, if you marry someone of your tribe, your tribal language to communicate. If it's English, you can use to communicate. Even if it's broken, okay, you can't speak English, you can use broken language to communicate. But not by your hands. And people's psychology, try to be calm. I think what people do, that's why that's one of the means of training. That's why we tell people, try to practice. If you know you have a temperament, try to practice yoga. I know yoga is something that relaxes the mind. So if you feel you are stressed, or you know that you're someone that you get anger very easily, and before you know, you're already hitting up on the other person and saying what you're not supposed to say, or throwing stones at the other person, try to practice yoga. At least 15 to 20 minutes a day. You are silent and meditating, like deep meditation. It's going to help you a lot, so that you will come back to normal. And another thing is accepting the fact that you are not superior to the other person.
A couple of non-governmental organizations, I mean the funders, some donor funders, some donors are actually out to tackle the GBV thing. So we have a couple of organizations. That's why for survivors, I always plead with survivors to ask for help. So it's the education, the psychotherapy, and all that. So we have a lot of, like, I know this Chichayara that is about the children, protecting the children. If they're on Instagram, I have the her questions where people. So I don't know. I did not really get their Instagram handle. I was supposed to drop it here, but I also work with a non-governmental organization, and we link people because most times we work with facility settings where people stop in. That's why survivors should also check in with their medical professionals. Your medical professionals actually know who to channel to. So if they are not able to handle it, because if it's sexual violence, a lot of things are done. Treatments of injuries, provision of post-exposure prophylaxis if the person is raped, provision of emergency contraception, testing for STIs, HIV testing, a lot of things. So if you keep it to yourself.
Sorry to cut you short. Emphasizing on rape. People don't know what to do when there is a rape, maybe from armed robbery, especially from people they don't know about their sexual status. So what's the advice? Because I know there's a limit, there's a health day limit when you should run to the hospital, so that they do something like a flush. Something like a flush and give you some drugs, like some antiviral medications. So within how many hours? Because some people just stay up and they stay for days. Like, for instance, if the person that perpetrated the act of rape is an HIV positive patient and the victim no and stays for like days. So what's the limit? Because I know there's a limit of like between 24 to 70 hours, something like that.
Like for people who are raped, there's really no need to even do any flushing, except of course there are some clinical scars or cuts, where we get to just make sure the place is clean. If there's any fissure, I try to stitch up and all that. But if there are no fissures, you make sure that the place is clean, the person does not develop infections, screen for STIs, and be sure there are no STIs. So what happens is that the person is provided with post-exposure prophylaxis against HIV AIDS. So, but irrespective of the status of the person who raped, because sometimes you might not even get the perpetrator to test for HIV.
Yes.
You understand? So even if provided the person is negative, it's right to go ahead and give post-exposure prophylaxis because you don't know the status of the person. And even when you know the status of the person, what if the person is in their window period? So there are So some school of thought of the opinion that you go ahead and give PEP. It takes nothing for it. Just takes to swallow it. Okay, and it should be given between within 72 hours. The incident. But even if it's beyond 72 hours, you just look at the pros and cons. I mean, just go ahead and give. Most times the survivors don't pay for it. Yeah, it's free in some supported sites. Then for the emergency contraceptive, it's within 72 hours best, but even beyond up until 120 hours, you can still give emergency contraception. Yeah. So that's basically what it is, and then you do treatment of injuries and all that, and then link to the other support, the other needs that the client might have, depending on the peculiarity of the case.
Okay, so for those of us that just joined, here our guest today is Dr. Paula. We've been talking about gender-based violence, and mental health. Now, this is trust me, if you didn't join from the beginning, this is a very interesting topic. You really missed a lot. So for recovery for the person that is being victimized, like the person that undergoes this violence, there are a lot of recovery things. That's why we have organizations like this. We have Dr. Paula here that can help you, can talk to both the perpetrator and the survivor. So if you want to talk to somebody, you can talk to medical professionals. We have people that are also resource persons that are specialized in doing this, that will take you from the beginning to the end, that would go with you to making that you are not alone. There are people here. And one basic step in fighting against gender-based violence is owning up. owning up and opening up, because no one can help you if you don't open up. No one can help you if you don't open up. Just like if you go back to the Bible to say that I came to save you, but if you don't open your arms to be saved, there's nothing I can do about it. So no one can help you if you don't open up. If you don't stretch out your hand, there'll be no way to reach you. So the basic thing is come open, come live, come talk to people around you, because in most cases, talk about what the perpetrator tried to do, that they try to disunite you from every member of the family and your loved ones, so that when the perpetrator acts, you don't have anybody to run to. So we're saying that, see, if you're a victim of violence, the first thing you can do so that we can help you as professionals is opening up. You are violated in your relationships, you are violated at your office place, you are violated at home, you are violated anywhere, you are violated even in the church. Come. That's the only way we can help. If you don't speak up and if you don't agree to the fact that you're being violated, my dear, no one can help you. I think with this, we come to the end of the show today. Thank you very much, Dr. Porter, for everything.
Thank you so much for having me.